Hey, good morning, everybody. This is a quick video to explain the week ahead for us. So thank you very much for last night. Another energizing experience. I think it was particularly lovely to kind of see the way that the cohort is really developing relationships and collaborations and how they kind of support the development of our thinking and push each other. So thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that. As usual, the recorded class sessions are made available, both the Zoom link or the recording from Michelle Pleasure's breakout session in my Zoom, and then also the entire class and Valerie's recording as well. If you haven't had a chance yet, there's an exit card link available in this email, and that will allow you access to giving us feedback so that we can continue to grow and grow and grow. Please, if you have not yet had the opportunity, click the link and sign up for a POL time slot. I know many of you need to hear back from the folks that are going to be an audience to your POL, and so we totally understand. But when you do kind of figure out when that time might be, use this link to sign up for that. This week, we know that you have a lot on your plate. And so there is no expectation around experiencing, reading a text, and posting a reflection to PowerSchool. That being said, we did make sure to provide resources just because we know we've seen in feedback that that's always kind of appreciated. And so we provided 3 different resources. One is the new teacher resources for PBL. This link takes you to an abundance of different types of resources, and they're all categorized. It's been made available to us by Alec Patton of Unboxed. And so I highly recommend taking a look at this. It was just made available to us. I wish it was made available a little bit earlier because we would have made it available to you a little bit earlier, but it's brilliant. There's another really nice podcast from Kathleen Cushman. She interviews Rob Reardon. I listened to this podcast. It's about almost an hour long on regular speed. And it was just kind of a nice walk through project-based learning, why we do it, what it looks like, and kind of the different conditions that it allows for in learning environments. And then also, as usual, we just made our full list of recommended course readings available just in case somebody's trying to look for something that they might read that helps them or supports them in the finishing kind of development of your signature assignment. So with regard to the signature assignment, we're working up to the presentation of learning. That's going to happen next Wednesday evening from about 4 to 6. We're going to use that time to kind of present the signature assignments that we've developed as well as the guides. For many of us, there's kind of this confusion around like what the guide and then there's the signature assignment. The signature assignment is meant to be a tool that we can use to help support the development of deeper learning in our context. The guide is meant to be something that explains how we would use this tool. For many of us, those two are kind of the same, and the guide is actually embedded in the tool itself as an explanation for how we would approach using that tool. That's completely fine, right? And so we want to bring our signature assignments and those guides to the presentation of learning. We said it last night, and I'll say it again, that the ideal situation for this next Wednesday when we present our thinking and the tools that we've developed is it's this wonderful opportunity to just kind of get feedback from a group of people, your colleagues and the audience about this tool that you've developed. There's no expectation that this is this final draft and that your tool is completely effective at this point. We want to get it to this point where it's ready to test. And we expect that when we test this, we're actually going to open up ourselves for a whole nother round of critique and reflection as to how this actually works when put to practice. And so that's what next Wednesday is going to look like, is these rounds of presenting our thinking, presenting our tools, presenting these guides, and then also getting feedback. It's going to be about 30 minutes per presenter. The hope is that within these breakout rooms that while somebody's presenting, we also have a colleague that's able to kind of maintain the timing of this experience as well. So we'll touch on that a little bit more that evening. But then also just know that we've made a protocol available and the sign up slot is there as well. So looking ahead to this week, that's what we're preparing for, is this presentation of learning. We're finishing up any signature assignment tools that we've created. We're making sure that we have a guide that would explain how those are used. And then we're making sure that we've found a guest and invited a guest to show up for our POL. Kim and I are available. We've got our office hours, but then also we've provided our numbers, which is in the, our telephone numbers are in the syllabus and you have our email addresses, please let us know if we can support you during this week. We don't want you to kind of walk through this week and feeling kind of confusion or needing clarification on how this class culminates. So we want to make sure that we can support this. And that is it, with an exception of glows and grows. I'll say this. It seems like our glows are becoming more and our grows are becoming less. And that's where we would hope to be in the end of a course, is that we've been able to kind of hear feedback from the cohort and make adjustments such that we're not getting more and more and more feedback about things that we need to pivot on, that we've made those pivots and that we're kind of meeting your needs. And so we really appreciate the feedback that we're getting. What we hear is that members of the cohort love choice. They love work time and time to discuss with our colleagues, and they love the energy that we're bringing, whether that's our guest speakers or ourselves. Areas to grow is always like more examples. We love examples. Descriptions aren't as helpful as just giving an example of what the work might look like. And then also what we heard, which we want to make sure we pass on to the next class, is this idea of considering the timing when all these different courses align, and when we're expecting final projects to be due, and to try our best to make sure that we're coordinating when projects might come in. And so things that Kim and I can commit to do is making sure to always provide examples as much as we can and resources, and then talk to the folks outside of our course to make sure that we try our best to coordinate when things are due. And then also making sure that during our POLs this next Wednesday, there are timekeepers, and that we make sure that we're kind of managing time as we move through the presentations, so that nobody feels rushed and they feel like they have the time they need to explain their thinking. All right, everybody, looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday. We're here if you need us. Bye-bye.